Welcome, my darling. Please have a seat. It is a pleasure to meet you. Yes. Thank you. We enjoy this school very much. Yes, the Aunty Angel School of Charm. Yes. No, I don't. I just find that some people have not been exposed to the correct etiquette and charm that makes it for pleasurable entertaining. Certainly. Why don't I tell you a bit about our school first, and then I can get your information. And I believe you signed up for the high tea seminar? Of course. So I'll be teaching you everything you need to know about having high tea. Yes. Okay, first of all, I began this school years ago because I did feel that etiquette was becoming something of a thing of the past. Etiquette is more about manners. We call it a charm school, just days of old type of thing. The thing about etiquette and charm is making the person you're with feel comfortable. It's not about putting on airs or acting like someone you're not. It's not walking up to someone going, "How do you do?" That's fake. This is about bringing out the real you and knowing how to comport yourself in certain situations. Just remember, everything is about making the other person feel comfortable. If the other person doesn't have your knowledge of etiquette, never correct them, ever, ever. Someone who shows off their manners or their charm or etiquette has missed the entire purpose of it. What you want to do is, for instance, if they look unsure how to eat something, let's take asparagus, for example. If you see them reaching for it with their fingers, fine. If they reach for it and eat it with their fingers, so will you, okay? Later, you may use your knife and fork, but you never want them to feel uncomfortable. If they're looking at it like, "I don't know what to do," simply eat yours with a knife and fork the way you want to. Yes, that's exactly it, my dear. It's about making the other person feel comfortable. That's why I host different classes. And high tea, I find high tea is becoming quite the thing now. I've noticed a lot of bridal showers, baby showers, even dates are going to high tea. And people need to be aware of what's happening. I've seen many people turn it down because they weren't aware of what they should do. There really is no should, but I want you to be comfortable with the situation. Is that all right? Excellent. Do you have any questions for me? All right. Feel free to interrupt me at any time and I'll answer anything you want. Of course. All right, I just need to get some information from you. Could I have your full name, please? Okay. And your age? Yes, I promise you it's the only time it's appropriate. All right. And your address? Just so we can send you little brochures and things. Okay. And we do host a high tea once a year, so you will be getting an invitation. Yes, all former students are invited. All right, now you have signed up for the high tea class. Okay. And was there any other? Hosting a dinner party. Okay. Okay. We will go over that another time, but this is the high tea class. Okay, great. Now, do you have one in your foreseeable future? You do? Okay. And is it an occasion? Your sister-in-law's baby shower. Okay. And are you the hostess or a guest? A guest, all right. Okay. Now, were you sent an invitation? Yes, all right. And did you RSVP? Okay. All right. And did you RSVP by the date that was requested. Excellent. You're already ahead of the game, my dear. Sorry? No, dude. No. If you can't attend an event, all you do is mark unable to attend. You do not have to give a reason. No, it is the worst breach of etiquette for someone to ask you why you can't attend. Yeah. If you're unable, you just write, regrettably unable to attend. That's it. You do not have to give any reason. No. Okay, gifts. Yes, unfortunately, as Miss Manners, who I read daily, says, most functions have now become gift grabs. Not everyone is expecting it. If you see at the bottom of an invitation, the presence of your company only, that means no gift. Yes. I'm sorry, you saw what on it? Oh, okay. Yes. I do know that that has become rather the norm. If you do see something that says wishing well or group gift, they are indicating they wish you to bring cash and not to give a gift. If they tell you where the registry is, you may go to the registry. You are not bound by any etiquette to only buy from the registry. A gift is a gift from the heart. You may give anything you like, of course. All right. Now, for high tea, where will you be going? Ah, the Windsor Arms. It's a lovely place, yes. There's also some smaller ones too that are quite good as well. I have a pamphlet at the front and I can give it to you on your way out. Of course. All right, so the Windsor Arms does have a program where you can rent a hat for your event and the money goes to the Breast Cancer Society. And I believe it's very reasonable. I think it's $10, $5 or $10. But if not, we do have some examples of headwear you may wear. You don't have to, but you may. This is an actual hat that you can wear to a tee, okay? Because of the organza nature, this would be considered a summer hat, okay? A velvet would be a winter or a wool. This one I love. You could wear it to a derby, you can wear it to a tee, you could wear it to an outdoor picnic if you wanted. And the flower gives it a nice accent. Yes, absolutely. And what people don't realize, you can use this elastic at the back of your hair and put bobby pins in the elastic to hold it in place and just cover with your hair. That's the other two I'm going to show you are actually fascinators. That's the name of them. And basically what they are is a piece of netting and some kind of embellishment put on a, pardon? Oh, no dear, these are not roach clips, these are hair clips, okay? Let's just lose that word, okay? So this is one form of a fascinator, okay? They're always worn off to the side. The side is up to you to choose. But it just gives your outfit a bit of oomph, don't you see? Now with this one, I do have a black and white outfit that I would wear. But as you can see from the construction, it's very easy to make your own. This is just some folds. The rose is simple, you just roll it. And then you can either hot glue it, staple it, whichever you want, and then just embellish it with some feathers. And then you just glue the hair clip on a piece of felt and it will stay in place. Of course, you can make your own. Believe me, they're very, very good things to be able to say, I'll make you one. Now this one is a little more intricate, but much easier to make. This one is in the shape of a heart. And as you can feel, it's the netting. There's another piece of netting, like a little doily almost here. And this is just a silk flower that I purchased at the dollar store. That's it. That's all you have to do. And then you can wear it. I prefer it on this side, and I love covering one eye with it. There's just something so mysterious about it. Absolutely. Yes. We do sell them at the front. We also have a fascinator making class. So if you're interested in that, I can definitely sign you up for one of those. Your price includes your fascinator. It's just really the price of the materials. Of course, we'll sign you up at the front. All right, so let's get to the tea part. Generally, you'll be given a menu with the different kinds of teas listed. A green tea, Rubio's tea, black teas. Generally, most places will say what that means, whether it's a decaffeinated tea, an herbal tea. Most herbal teas are decaffeinated. Most black teas are caffeinated. There's also white tea or green tea. Pick the flavor you like. There's no wrong answer, okay? There's no evening tea, breakfast tea. You can have a breakfast tea in the middle of the afternoon. If that's what your palate prefers, there is no wrong answer. Of course, absolutely. Oh yes, there's many, many flavored teas. Now, I have brought out two kinds to show you because there's two different ways, but we'll get to that. Now, in order to make the perfect cup of tea at home, you'll take your teapot, you will pour warm water into it, let it sit, dump out the warm water, put your tea in and pour the hot water over it. And then you let it steep for 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the tea. Now, this pot is set up for loose tea. What loose tea is this. This actually came from the Windsor Arms. And this is the Earl Grey with rose petals. Oh, somebody has put this on quite tightly. So, as you can see, the tea is in there. Now, you will be given one of two things, okay? If you're making a pot of tea, you'll fill this, not fill it, you probably half fill it with the tea, the loose tea, and then you'll put it into the teapot. And as you can see, it's held in place, and you'll pour the water so that when you pour it, no one gets any leaves. But when you're going to high tea, you'll generally be given a pot of hot water. Or, in some cases, they will put the loose tea in the bottom of the teapot without a strainer, and they'll pour the hot water over it. If that's the case, you will find these at your place setting, okay? What this is your strainer, and this is what you will put your strainer in when you're finished using it. So there are two kinds of cups that they may give you. There is a standard teacup, okay? That's a teacup. This is considered a mug, okay? It's still a teacup, but it's Royal Sultan, it's still a tea, but this is more mug, okay? In England, they would call this a beaker, okay? What you do, you take your individual strainer, you pour it or put it over the top, and you'll take your tea and you'll pour it. Now, the loose tea leaves that have floated to the top, most will settle, will gather in this. You will then gently put it into your container. No dripping, no fuss, no muss. Okay. Now, if by chance you're given something like this, these are tea bags. And in this case, you'll probably be given the tea bag separate from a pot of hot water. Okay, so this one is peach mango and it's a green tea. Okay, so what will happen, you put the tea bag in, and then you'll pour your water and you let it steep for as long as you like. When you are ready, you'll take your spoon, either one like this or one like this. You'll take it out, and in this case, you won't be given the strainer, you'll just be given this. And you just gently place your used tea bag in there. Now, if it's a flavor that you really enjoy, just leave it in the pot. It's that simple. Okay, or put it directly in the pot. But for me, a tea is not made unless you pour the hot water over the leaves. So please remember that. Now, The other thing you'll be receiving, there'll be milk or lemon. Some people prefer lemon, some people prefer milk or cream in their tea. There's no right or wrong. This is what you prefer. This is about your palate, okay? If they bring you sugar, they may bring you sugar in one of two ways. They'll bring you a small pot of sugar, at which case everyone will be having their own spoon, and you will take your spoon and pour your sugar in. Okay, at no time should your wet spoon touch the sugar unless they're giving you individual bowls. You understand? Okay, I'll give you a second to get your notes together. Any questions? Yes, if something isn't on the table as a sweetener, perhaps, there should be, because there's people that need, a sweetener. They're diabetic, they're whichever. It's perfectly polite to ask quietly, either the server or your hostess, excuse me, is there sweetener? If they say no, they may offer you honey. Feel free, okay? The honey will be poured from a dripper and you just put it into your tea. The utensil the honey is on never goes into your tea. Okay, excellent. All right, you're doing very well, dear. Of course, of course. Now, this is just a sample of what a tea service will look like. Now, generally there's 3 tiers. This one is only a 2-tier, but I do find it's a little less intimidating to people using the toy, and the wood makes such a lovely sound. Okay, so there's usually 3 components to tea. The first level is generally your scones, however you say it. Pardon? Oh no, dear. If someone mispronounces a word in front of you, never correct them, especially if there's others around. What you do is use that word in a sentence at least twice, the way you believe it's to be said. They will generally get the idea, and if they don't, they may say, I thought it was pronounced scone. You can say, I've heard scone. We're talking about the same thing. Now, the scones are generally given with a jam of some kind, usually a strawberry, raspberry, apricot, okay, and clotted cream. For something so delicious, it has the most horrible name. Clotted cream is just cream that has been, well, you can make it yourself, but it takes 12 hours in a very low oven. And it's thickened and it's sweet and it's delicious. And you would cut your scone in half, put it on, and only do one side at a time. Put your clotted cream and then your jam, or the reverse, whatever you are comfortable with. Everyone will have their own utensils. The knife is a flat knife. Yes, exactly. And then you can either cut it in half and eat each piece, or you can eat it whole. It's acceptable. It's 100%. When you're ready for the second half, you get the second half ready. Now, if you're having tea with a group at your table, take a look at how many scones are on the tray. If you have 6 people, technically there should be, well, a tea service should never be for more than 4 people. So let's deal with 4. There should be 8 small scones on. Everyone should get 2. If there's only 4 large scones, take 1. Okay? Yes. Okay. Excellent. When that level is done, the next tray is sandwiches, and it's finger sandwiches. And if you've had an allergy, you have already let your hostess know at this point, right? Excellent. And do you? Okay. Be very careful because there could be shrimp salad or crab. So please make sure that your hostess knows, and it is not rude for you to quietly say to the server, I'm the one with the allergy. Perfectly acceptable. Yes, no hostess wants someone dying. Okay, so the finger sandwiches will be cut crustless. There's usually an egg salad, a cucumber and cream cheese with watercress, a tuna. Sometimes there's smoked salmon And as I say, sometimes there is a shellfish. You totally take, if you want to, take 2, okay? You don't have to keep going back. If there's usually four sandwiches per person, okay? 4 little triangles or circles, whatever. You can take those and take what you will eat. If you don't think you're going to eat it, don't take it. You can always go back. Okay. Now, the next level, and sometimes these will go the other way. It depends on the servers. The next level will be the desserts, and those will be very small. And they'll be petit fours, which is like this. Tiny little cupcakes, very, very tiny. Usually some kind of cookie, perhaps a macaron. Yes. And maybe a small piece of torte or cake. These you will eat with your fork. There'll be a small fork. That's the one you will use. Yes, dear, what's the question? Okay. Huge amounts of cutlery have gone away. But if you're ever at a formal dinner and there is large amounts of cutlery at your place, an easy way to remember is to go outward in. So your salad fork, your dinner fork, perhaps a pasta fork, and your dessert fork. Sometimes your dessert fork or spoon will be at the top of your plate. Yep. And if you're ever unsure, you just cast a glance around, drink your tea, take your time. Oh, that's what the person's using. That's what I'll use. Yep. And if nothing else, you've made the other person feel comfortable as well. Okay. Is there any other questions? Okay. Yes, napkins are very good. All right. A napkin is usually held in the lap. If it doesn't fit and it's going to slide off, it's perfectly acceptable to keep your napkin tucked under your plate, okay? What we want to do when we wipe our mouth is a gentle dab. That's all. You're not, because you've spent a lot of time on your makeup. I'm sorry? Oh, that's an excellent question, dear. Yes, lipstick. You can certainly wear lipstick, lip gloss, lip oils. They're very hard to get off china. They have to be scrubbed off. What is a polite thing to do before you drink, and it saves your lips as well, lick your lips before taking a sip. It limits the amount of transfer you'll have. Yes. But above all, enjoy yourself. Yes, absolutely. Will the teapot be no, if you're going to a tea where they're giving you individual pots, you may get something as small as this, okay? It may be a larger teapot, but either one, the rules still apply. And what the servers will do probably halfway through, and if they're good servers, they'll be keeping an eye on your cup. They'll come over to you and say, would you like some more hot water? And you'll say yes, and whatever tea is left in there should be enough. And by then, whatever is left is going to be quite strong. So the added hot water will really assist you. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. So how do you feel now? Do you feel comfortable to go to your high tea? I'm so glad. Excellent. Okay. Now, you wanted to make arrangements for the other class. Do you still want to do that? Excellent. Okay, and that's hostessing a dinner party. Excellent. Okay. Do you have one already set up? Okay, all right, let me just check my schedule. Oh, you are in luck. We have a class 2 weeks before that date. Would you like me to put you in? Excellent, perfect. Excellent, all right. And how many will you be having? That's a very good number for your first dinner party. Excellent. You're already ahead of the game, my dear. Of course. It was a pleasure having you here. Thank you. And as I say, at the front, we have many pamphlets that will talk about exactly what we've talked about. Of course, of course. Just remember to always try to make the other person feel comfortable. If you're sitting in a group setting and there's awkward silences, easy trick. Always ask the person about themselves. How do you know the guest of honor? Did you go to school with the guest of honor? Did you, that kind of thing. What do you do as a hobby? Do you have pets? People love to talk about their pets. And children. Of course. Oh, you'd also like to sign up for the Fascinator class. Awesome. I think that's great. Okay, that we can get set up at the front. Of course. It was my pleasure, and you're such a pleasure to deal with. Thank you so, so much. Goodbye.